Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting with me today. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. We do all kinds of things here. We do true crime discussion, food content, SFX, DIY, SFX makeup, DIY hauls, reviews, and Disney content. I have a lot of interest and I want to share them with you. So join me if any of that sounds fun to you. In this video, we are going to discuss an extremely tragic, horrific case. 14-year-old Emily Pike from Arizona. Emily was a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe, born on May 16th, 2010, to mom Stephanie. Emily was described as cheerful and kind. She loved the color pink and, like most young girls, anything that sparkled or glittered. She enjoyed art and wanted to go to college one day to pursue either art or veterinarian medicine. This is just such a sad story. She was reported missing in January 2025. She ran away from the group home she was living at on January 27th. She was last seen that same day at 7:45 p.m. It's important to note here, in my opinion, 30 kids have gone missing from this specific group. Actually, it wasn't 30 kids. There were 30 reports of missing children. Some of them ran away multiple times, but all of them were accounted for. I don't know if that number includes Emily, but Emily had ran away several times too. All of the children that had been reported missing from the group home has supposedly been accounted for in one way or another. The name of the group home is Sylvia's Group Home in Mesa, Arizona. It's on McKellips Road, and it's listed on Google as permanently closed with a 1.4 Google rating. So that's pretty bad. I tried to find some reviews about the group home, but all there were just, comments about Emily Pike. So there wasn't anything prior to that regarding the group home. And granted, justice for Emily Pike is important. It just doesn't paint a picture of the whole group home. Emily was last seen wearing a pink and gray t-shirt, walking in an area near Mesa Drive and McKellips Road where the group home was in Mesa. Her roommate said that she thought Emily might have been going to meet a boy she had met during guitar lessons. Emily had run away several times before. I think they said 5 times before, or this may have been the 5th time. The Mesa police did not put out a missing notice until she was missing for several days. Emily was missing a full week before her family was notified. A full week. Now, Arizona Department of Child and Safety requires notification a child is missing to occur within 24 hours, but that requirement does not extend to tribal social services. Just a couple weeks later, on Valentine's Day, some of Emily's dismembered remains were found in trash bags in eastern Arizona off of US 60. The Gila County Sheriff's Office said that the body parts were found in the woods northeast of Globe, a few miles away from the Jackson Butte recreation area, and that they were confirmed to belong to Emily. Her head and torso were found in one trash bag, and her legs were found in another. Her hands and arms have not been found yet. She had a severe trauma to her head and face, but the cause of death has not yet been determined. According to the sheriff's office, investigators do not believe that the location where Emily's remains were located was necessarily where she was killed. The condition in which her body parts were found could have been an intentional slap of disrespect to the Apache culture. In the Apache culture, they believe the body must stay intact in order to make a peaceful transition to the afterlife. A dismembered body can signify dishonor, spiritual disruption, and the inability for the spirit to find rest. To dismember anyone is sick. Such a young girl. It's so grotesque. It's just, even after all I read and research, it's still unimaginable to me. I can't even put it into words, Obviously, police have determined it is a homicide, but they have not made any arrest. They are speaking to 3 persons of interest at the time of this video. Deputies have said that there's no indication that there is an active threat to the community, but one can understand why people would feel afraid, especially after hearing she was dismembered and what a slap that is to the Apache culture. Is someone going after a specific group, or is this an isolated incident? I mean, someone who would do something like this, it's probably not their first, and if they don't get caught, it probably won't be their last. The names of the persons of interest have not been released to the public. Mesa Police Department records show that in the past 3 years, police have been called at least 89 times to Emily's group home. 42 of those calls were for a missing person, yet 30 of those 42 calls resulted in a report. They didn't make a report for all of them. The report wasn't generated for 12 of them because it's not generated if the missing person was found quickly or they returned quickly. The 30 reports involved 18 different youths and 2 adults. According to the Division of Indian Affairs, Native American and Alaska Native rates of murder and violent crime are higher than the national averages. A 2016 study by the National Institute of Justice found that 84% of American Indian and Alaskan Native women have experienced violence in their lifetime, including 56% who have experienced sexual violence. Indigenous women and girls are murdered 10 times more than other ethnicities. Murder is their 3rd leading cause of death within that group. The rates of violence against Native American women are the highest among any socioeconomic group. This is staggering and extremely overwhelming when you realize that Native American women only make up 2.2% of the population of women in the U.S. Trinity Pike, Emily's aunt, said, "We want justice for Emily and what happened. Justice needs to be served. Nothing like this should ever happen to anybody." And there are so many there are so many more of our relatives in our native country who still need justice as well. And that's true. That's true. They are, in my opinion, an ignored group. Emily's case is being investigated by the Gila County Sheriff's Office with help from the Bureau of Indian Affairs and the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police. So that's really all we have so far. I am going to be keeping a close eye on this case. We want justice for Emily. This is absolutely unfair. It's terrible that this happened. It's awful. But I do want to say something about the red hand on the face. There are a lot of people who aren't Native American who are making TikToks and stuff, to calling for justice for Emily, who feel like if they do that, it's offensive. Now, I can't speak for the Native American community, but I've seen several videos from members of the Native American communities that have said they want everyone who wants justice for Emily to do that. So it's okay. But again, I can't speak for them. I'm just saying what I saw on TikTok. But you can go look it up yourself. But that's it for this video. I'm going to go. And I will talk to everyone later. Bye.